Okay, folks, here's the game plan. I'm no snitch, but I'm going to give you the rundown about the Smashing Machine. Unlike the other guys who aren't walking tall like me, they better get smart, fast and furiously before going because going over this Dwayne the Rock Johnson movie is pain and gain. It's no Jungle Cruise, so it's their doom, not ours, if they don't review the Smashing Machine 2. So everybody, be cool on this episode of Movies America Live.
In a world where the number of movies available is great, but many are so bad, you'll learn a new definition of hate. One man sifts and reviews through the movie sludge. One man will be the movie cop, jury, and judge. He goes by many names, but you know him by Movies Merica.
All right, everybody. Hey, happy Sunday. It is still technically the weekend. And this indeed, of course, is Movies America Live, a brand new episode of Movies America Live, if you are watching this indeed live. And I am, as always, your humble host, Van Eberts, and otherwise known as Movies America. And yes, I will be just kind of, throwing my 1.5 cents, throwing my opinion about the Smashing Machine, the new Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movie, where he is fighting for Oscar gold up in this thing right here. I mean, it's one of those things where it's plain, it's obvious, and God bless him. He's I'm sure he realized that he's not going to be winning any Best Actor Oscars for Hobbs and Shaw or any Walking Tall movies or anything like that. He's going to have to do something like the Smashing Machine here. And so, hey, did he accomplish it? Did he accomplish his mission? Did he do what it took to actually win Oscar gold? So all will be revealed as I go through this episode of Movies America Live. But I would be remiss if I didn't thank everyone for watching this episode right now live or later on if you're watching the recording of this here. And if you are watching live, I want to invite you to honor me if you would get into my live chat on Rumble or YouTube there, because this show is much more than just me here yapping about the latest movies typically, okay? In this case, the Smashing Machine. It's live for a reason, because I wanted to give you the opportunity to discuss, to talk live via the live chat here about whatever movie I'm doing the episode about live right here, because it enhances the show here. Okay, it gives it that joie de vivre, that gravitas that the movie would be lacking if I was just like the other 7,113 and 223 movie review shows that are on YouTube and Rumble, where they're all pre-recorded and slickly edited, and they all talk like this, and they talk about the deeper aspects and themes of movies. This is not that show. I mean, I do touch on that to a point, but unlike them, I'm not afraid, to put my balls out there by going live and opening myself up to all kinds of technical snafus and slipping on banana peels and all that stuff there. So, but anyway, let's get into as I get all choked up about this movie. Real quick here, you know what? I just was just looking at my beer can, and it reminded me that, hey, if you are drinking on something or whatever here, whatever it is, a beer, whiskey, Cosmo, whatever, hey, by all means, toss it back, because that's what I'm about to do, because Movies America Live is a place of relaxation. So let's get after it. Excellent. All right. So let's get into some Smashing Machine here. And hey, it looks like we got our first customer of the day in the live chat on the Rumble side, and it's Unfolding Joker. He says, "Drink." Yeah, that's what the homies in the hood call it, right? Drink. I didn't have a drink. I didn't have a beverage. I had drink. There you go. And then sometimes I have purple drink. But here about the Smashing Machine here, since there really is no good way to segue into this, is the Smashing Machine. It's directed by Benny Safdie, and he's the same guy who brought us Adam Sandler and The Weeknd and Uncut Gems a few years ago here. Also did a movie called Good Time with Robert Pattinson in it. And those are two movies where I've never gotten why they've had such acclaim and why people drool over Uncut Gems. I don't know why. It's an okay movie. Is it something very different for Adam Sandler? Well, yeah, it is. It is, and it's like if you like a good movie where it's rough around the edges and, you've got a sleazy, skeezy protagonist like Adam Sandler that, you want to root for. I mean, his character in Uncut Gems, he's a real piece of crap, so, but I guess, we live in a day and age of, it's too predictable to have like a hero that is good of heart and honorable and all of that stuff. Now we have to have what's called anti-heroes nowadays, right? So Adam Sandler's character in Uncut Gems is just like an anti-hero. Same with Good Time. The protagonists in Good Time are a couple of scumbags, and so in the Smashing Machine, Benny Safdie does do a departure from that, where the protagonist in this movie is somebody that you can rightfully root for, the MMA fighter. Pardon me. The MMA fighter that is Mark Kerr. Jeez, I completely had a brain fart there for a second. But yeah, so Mark Kerr is the protagonist of the Smashing Machine. Now, is his character in this movie, just like his real life persona, is it perfect? No, but that's fodder for a movie like the Smashing Machine right there. If he was like the perfect guy and he did nothing wrong, well, that'd be a very boring movie, right? No, we need a character, with with some scars, right? With some, who's been battling and has struggles and all that stuff. And Mark Kerr, he does fit that bill. And so Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson plays Mark Kerr. He's one of the founding fathers of the UFC and pride fighting and just in general, just one of the early adopters of MMA fighting there with Hoist Gracie and Ken Shamrock and all those guys back in the early 90s there. And then we have Emily Blunt. She plays his girlfriend. Ryan Bader, who is a real life MMA fighter. He plays Mark Kerr's good buddy, Mark Coleman. And then we have Bas Rutten here, who's another real life MMA fighter, a very famous MMA fighter, Bas Rutten. And he plays himself, okay, because Bas did help train Mark Kerr back in the day when Mark Kerr was still fighting. And so the plot is that we're introduced right at the beginning to Mark Kerr and how he got his moniker, his name, or his nickname of the Smashing Machine, because, yeah, he gets guys in the ring. And this is even before, they even had the octagon, right? This is like just, it's still just a square circle with the ropes and the turnbuckles, right? And in 1997, Mark Kerr made his debut in this MMA tournament down in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And there he quickly established himself as a guy who he really liked to smash things, particularly opponents' faces, okay? He saw someone's face and he's like, you know what? I want to smash it. There you go. I want to smash it really, really hard until it bleeds a lot. Okay. And so he was just an animal. He was a beast in the ring. And, he was winning left and right. He never lost just because, yeah, he was just like this ferocious animal in the ring, just pummeling opponents, just smashing them 25 hours a day, 8 days a week. He was a smashing machine. And then he's got this girlfriend played by Emily Blunt. And as we all know, sometimes relationships can just, throw a big old stick of dynamite right into any kind of like a career plans or career objectives that you have going on, that kind of thing. You gotta, not always, but sometimes if you pick the wrong partner, you got to deal with their insecurities and all that crap, and it just throws you off your path, off your path, and makes it very, very easy to take your eyes off the prize. And so Mark Kerr runs into that with the with the Bermuda Triangle of insecurities known as his girlfriend Dawn in this movie here. So he's got to deal with all of that crap too. And then, of course, as you would imagine, when you're an MMA fighter, it hurts. It hurts. All right. I mean, you're getting pummeled. Even when you're the one dealing out the punishment, you hurt. I mean, even when you're not losing, then yeah, you're dealing with extreme pain. Because last time I checked, and I know from personal experience, when you hit somebody in the face, 9 out of 10 times, it kills your hands. It kills your fists. Okay. Even if you ball up your fists the right way and whatnot, if you're not used to it, right? The more you hit someone in the face, the more you get used to it here. But yeah, like if you're not used to doing it, if you've only been in a fight, once in your life, or you've been in a fight like once every 15, 20 years, and you go to hit somebody right in their mug, oh yeah, they'll be hurting if you punch them right, but you'll be hurting too, because you'll be like, oh God, my fist and whatnot. So particularly if you keep your thumb in your fist, don't ever do that. So so he's hurting all the time. And so, yeah, Advil, Motrin just ain't going to cut it. Tylenol, not going to do the job right here. And so he goes down that road of getting addicted to opiates and that kind of thing. So he's got his girlfriend on his ass. He's got opiates, coursing through his veins. And he's just wanting to maintain his record because he's undefeated. And then at some point in the movie here, and I'm not giving away anything with the plot or anything like that, because not much plot to give away, but at one point he does lose finally there, and it takes a toll on him, and his life just starts does start circling the drain there, and so that gives us the drama that is the Smashing Machine. But I'm not going to go into the plot any more than that. So, but you know what? Going over the plot of a movie is thirsty work. So again, I'm going to take another tug off my brewski here, which I will be talking about a little later on, of course, in Brew Review Time, a staple of every Movies Merica episode. All right. And let me do this here real quick. I have just got to do a little house cleaning here. And let's do this here. Doing my Doogie Howser thing right now. Typing some very important notes here. So, okay, there we go. Let's get this going on over here. And thanks for bearing with me, because I'm all about sharing the love and making sure that the masses know that this show is on here. And I want Unfolding Joker to have some, I want him to have some company in the chat right there. I want him to have some friends to play with in the old live chat sandbox there. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? So let's do this. There we go. This is what we call multitasking, everybody. Multitasking. Absolutely. So let's get this going on. Share that. And I want to warn people or advise them to go see the Smashing Machine right there. And we still don't know what I'm going to tell you about this movie right here. The jury is still out as far as whether or not I would recommend this movie or not. I mean, so you just never, ever, ever know. But so some more about the Smashing Machine and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson being up in this here. So, and I love a great sports drama just as much as the next guy. I mean, Moneyball, Foxcatcher, both have the same director. The Way Back with Ben Affleck, Hoosiers, the classic Gene Hackman movie, Warrior, with Tom Hardy in it, Nick Nolte, and Joel Edgerton, great movie, Warrior there, and a bunch of other sports dramas, right? Again, like I said, I love a great sports drama just as much as the next guy, right? The difference those movies had compared to the Smashing Machine was plenty of story to sustain a movie audience for 90 plus minutes. Dwayne Johnson's movie doesn't have enough to keep us even a 60-minute movie going, especially since there's already a fantastic Mark Kerr 93-minute documentary with the same title, The Smashing Machine. That's a better watch, even though it came out all the way back in 2002, okay? Now, when that doc came out, the good and bad of Kerr's life was unknown, okay, and fresh and interesting, because that doc, it came out all around the same time of those events actually happening. Now, here we are, 23 years later, and today's young UFC fans barely, if at all, know who Mark Kerr was. That's the prime demographic this movie needs to produce a profitable movie. I mean, why not make a movie about Hoist Gracie, the godfather of the UFC, and someone else, a 22-year-old actual, 22-year-old UFC fan doesn't know why you're at it, okay? I mean, even when Dwayne Johnson announced this movie was being made before an audience of actual UFC fans and personnel, there were telltale signs a Mark Kerr movie would fail at the box office here. And don't believe me here, I'll show you myself here real quick. Let's do this. Check it out.
As his career ascent climbed to an A-lister in the movie industry, culminating in his announcement at UFC 244 in 2019.
I'm proud to say that myself and Seven Bucks Productions are going to make a film about the life of one of your founding fathers, the pioneering founding fathers, the Smashing Machine, Mark Kerr. On that Friday at the press conference, I built it up so much, and that crowd was on fire. And you could tell the hardcore fans knew exactly who he was, just like that. And they started clapping. And then there was a good amount of this new generation of fans who were like, who?
Not exactly the warm reception you would have hoped for. And for years, until 2024 really, everybody thought this movie, because of that lackluster reception, was completely dead on.
So you get what I'm going for right there. So, my point is made by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson himself announcing back in 2019 this Smashing Machine movie here. And it's just that should have been the telltale sign right there. I mean, you have to have a movie about a sports figure that people are going to know. Like if you made like a Michael Jordan movie now that would take much more than 90 minutes, right? Or even 2 hours and whatnot. So, I mean, and that's maybe why, ESPN did a documentary about Michael Jordan rather than come up with a movie there. But even young sports fans, even they know who Michael Jordan was, because Michael Jordan was a stratospheric, and still is a stratospheric sports celebrity, not even transcended sports. Okay, so much so that your grandma, your nephew, your cousin, your Uncle Frank, they all know who Michael Jordan is still nowadays. And so even Gen X, Gen Alpha, Gen X. Well, Gen X definitely knows who he is, but Gen Y, Gen Alpha, they know who Michael Jordan is, primarily with them because LeBron James keeps getting compared to Michael Jordan foolishly, because there is no comparison between LeBron James and Michael Jordan. LeBron James couldn't even lick Michael Jordan's boot heels there. So Michael Jordan would have LeBron James lunch every day of the week right there, and twice on Sunday. So, but yeah, it's like you need to have, the point of that is you have to have a sports personality, a sports figure, or like just a celebrity figure in general that is transcendent across multiple generations. And sadly, is as good as a guy as Mark Kerr seems, according to the documentary and the movie right there, he's just not transcendent. Okay, he's just not. He's not a household name right there. And again, like what we saw there, the lackluster response from even when Dwayne Johnson announced the movie being made, that would at least in part explain why the Smashing Machine came in third in its opening weekend behind Taylor Swift's new movie and the second week of the Antifa propaganda movie, One Battle After Another. So Mark Kerr, he can smash opponents' faces, but apparently not box office numbers here. So, and we saw that way too obviously in this past weekend there. So, all right, let's double check here. See what we got. And there we go. All right. Just wanted to double check something there. All right. We are good to go right there. But real quick here, let me just remind you that there is this thing, this entity, this object called the like button. Yes, you may have heard of it. It's the like button that you may have heard of. And the like button is down below right there, down below where you're watching this guy here. And yeah, go ahead and click on that like button if you would on this episode. Now, if maybe you just snorted a big rail of cocaine and you're all hopped up and you're feeling very ambitious, hey, feel free to go to like all my past episodes, my past Movies Merica episodes, and hit the like button on all those right there. Okay, go like crazy. All right. And then there's some other buttons down there as well. There's the subscribe or follow button. So if you haven't already, go ahead and click on that. Again, that's down below. And then also there's the notification bell button there. I know the notification bell sounds so cool. And if you haven't clicked on that already, hey, go ahead and give that a clicky. Give that a little clickaroo, okay? And then this is aimed at my not live viewers here, my not live audience. If you didn't have a chance to watch this live, hey, God bless you. All right. Sometimes you're busy and all that stuff. I totally get it. Sometimes, hey, maybe you're one of our nation's truckers and you're behind the wheel of an 18-wheeler. You you don't have your hands free and you can't get in a live chat. Okay. Hey, that's totally cool. Hey, maybe you're making hummus for the family or something like that, and you got your hands full of chickpeas and dip, fingers deep in some hummus or something like that. Yeah, you probably don't want to be live chatting during that. Your phone, your computer, your laptop's going to get really messy. So I get it. Sometimes you can't watch live, you can't live chat. I get it, but we can still communicate with each other. Okay, we can do that, but we have to do that via the comment section, and the comment section is also down below. So yeah, let me know what you think of the show in the comment section. Maybe you love it, maybe you hate it, maybe you're somewhere in between. Okay, hey, especially if you hate it, let me know what it is, or if there's multiple things, let me know what I do that makes you hate the show, okay? And, maybe, that's something that I can improve on, because, I'll be the first to admit, hey, I don't do this perfectly, all right? I'm sure I've got some things to learn, or, hey, if you love the show or like the show, let me know what you like about the show. Let me know what I do that you do like, so that I up those numbers and do it even more, okay? So, or if you want to let me know a movie you want me to review in the comments, whatever you want to comment down there. I'm not going to sick the comment police on you. I can't control what you comment about down there. So go crazy, go nuts, go comment about anything you want. Now, one thing that I will not abide, the dude will not abide with this, is if you're some lame-o that puts down there, you're like some spammer, and you put like, hey, I saw your show today, and I think that you and I could collaborate really well. Check out my live streaming software. You're a loser. Stop right there. Don't even comment. Don't put that in my comment section. You're a loser. Go away. Go away yesterday. That's what I'm going to say to you guys right there. Okay. So, all right. And, Unfolding Joker. Yeah, you're right. Exactly. Yeah. You and I agree on that one. Just watch the documentary. Just watch the Smashing Machine documentary out there. It's really good. And, now if you watch the movie and you watch the documentary, you're going to see where the movie got some of the scenes from. Like in the movie, and this is in the trailers as well. So the scene where Mark Kerr, he's like in the waiting room at a doctor's office, right? And he's talking to the lady, and he's like, hey, have you heard of UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Championship? There, she's that whole scene right there. That happened in real life, okay, because that's in the documentary, and then they just recreated that in the movie there. So, and Unfolding Joker, I'll be honest, I thought the Smashing Machine was going to be a movie about Chris Christie crushing fast food patrons and wiping out buffets there. So yeah, that's natural. That's natural. That's what I thought it was going to be all about. So I thought maybe that was, I mean, you could call that like Hurricane Christie, because he swallows up food like a hurricane, and the hurricane winds like sucking up, debris and all that stuff. So destroying everything in his path right there. And plus, Chris Christie is about the size of your average hurricane there. So that's why he's always having a hard time, finding the right size belts and pants and that kind of thing. I think he just gave up, and I think he just finally, contacted a tent maker, like a circus tent manufacturer, and just said, "Hey, will you just send me the circus tent that you have, and I'm going to take it to a tailor, and they're going to tailor some circus tents for me to use as pants right there." So, but sage observation there, Unfolding Joker. Sage observation for sure. But let's get into some more the Smashing Machine, shall we? And even though this movie is more of a measly undercard and definitely not a main event, this is the best acting of Dwayne Johnson's career. Okay, I know. You're probably thinking that's not saying much. I mean, but give this man his due. He's worked his ass off to become a massive success in multiple areas of pursuit. I think he just chose the wrong person to make a serious Oscar bait movie about. Okay, you want a figure whose life will captivate and hold people's attention for at least 90 minutes. Kind of like I was talking about earlier with Michael Jordan, there's something like that, right? Now, again, if you want a figure that's going to hold people's attention for more than 90 minutes, do a Chris Benoit movie, all right? I mean, Chris Benoit movie, he did some stuff, all right? And if you know Chris Benoit's story right there, he did some stuff, all right? There, it's a tragic story there, especially for his family, okay? And, Dwayne Johnson, he does a good job at picking up Kerr's soft-spoken, gentle, even-keeled mannerisms. And then we have Emily Blunt, and she plays his girlfriend, Dawn Staples, who just plays the catalyst pretty much for the same by-the-numbers, predictable relationship drama. We've seen a myriad of times in dramas. And really, she's nothing but his eye candy prop girlfriend who really personifies the term crazy hot, okay? And Blunt, I'll be honest with you, she just seems wrong for the part. I mean, as if this part is beneath her acting talents, okay? Especially compared to what she did in Oppenheimer a couple years ago. I guess just because her and Dwayne Johnson were both in Jungle Cruise together and they like each other, she got the parts. Or I'm sure that had something had something to do with it right there. Now, I do like the performance from Ryan Bader. Again, Ryan Bader is a real-life MMA fighter there. And, he plays Mark Kerr's real-life BFF, Mark Coleman, which at kind of towards the end of the movie, this movie almost turns into the Mark Coleman movie, okay, there, which is a little weird. And they have good chemistry and really sell that real-life bond that Mark Kerr and Mark Coleman have had since they were both collegiate wrestlers. Okay, so Coleman at Ohio State and then Kerr at Syracuse. And Coleman is there for Mark Kerr through thick and thin throughout this movie. And so is Bas Rutten, who, again, he plays himself in this, although he was much younger in real life when he was actually helping train Mark Kerr back in in the 2000s, right there, and early 2000s, I should say. So, and Rutten, I mean, to his credit, he isn't afraid to look vulnerable in this movie, as you'll see in one particular excruciating for Bas Rutten right there. And you'll see that in this scene when you watch this on streaming. All right, there we go. I mean, agreed, because, I am not recommending you go see this movie at the theaters, okay? It's too much money for you to spend on the Smashing Machine. Just wait for it to come on out on streaming there and do yourself a favor, okay? So don't and it's R-rated. It's R-rated for language, okay? So, I mean, you probably don't want to bring the kiddos to the theaters, to the theater to watch this, but, like I said, you shouldn't even bring yourself to the theater to watch the Smashing machine right there. And Folding Joker with the understatement of the year, for real. Chris Benoit, he definitely did some stuff. Yeah, exactly. Now that would be that would be a movie there. So everyone would be just like on the edge of their seat at the theater, anticipating the end of the movie. But let's mix it up here real quick here, and I'm sure Unfolding Joker would have no problem with mixing it up in here in this show all about the Smashing Machine. And how I'm going to mix it up here is by doing a little brew review time. All right, let's get into some brew review time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And the beer, the brewski for this brew review time is a little Goose Island brewing out of Chi-Town, out of the Windy City, out of Chicago, out of the Second City. And this is some Goose Island big juicy beer hug. There you go. It's an Imperial IPA, don't you know, as you can see there from the can here. And they say that this beer, they phrase it as a fruit-forward Imperial IPA from Goose Island there. And it says it has the aroma of passion fruit and guava and some orange in there. And I will say that I do agree with the passion fruit and the guava. I don't really taste the orange. Maybe it's overpowered by the passion fruit and the guava there. And it definitely has a tropical fruit, mild sweetness to it. Okay. It's not too overpowering. Okay. It's not like you're drinking, lemonade and they threw a little beer inside the lemonade. No, it's not quite that sweet and fruity or anything like that. Okay. So nothing like it. It's not like the Krasenstein Bros or anything, or Harry Sisson, it's like a little fruity, well, I guess they would be a lot fruity, but anyway. And it's got an alcohol by volume of 9.9%. So this is one of the, the harder hitting brews from Goose Island Brewing there. And it's actually a more potent version of their tropical beer hug beer right here. This is upping the ante from their tropical beer hug brew, and hence the name Big Juicy Beer Hug. All right. And I think that the passion fruit and the guava really stand out in this here, in the taste and in the nose here. And I will demonstrate here with the nose here. Yeah. You definitely get that passion fruit guava nose off of this thing. And sometimes this is why, or this is why I wish sometimes that brew review time had smell-o-vision technology behind it, so you could smell the nose on these brews here. So, but it's almost like someone threw like a packet of like tropical Starburst candy into the brew here, but not to the point where it's grotesquely fruity and tropical and sweet. Not that much. It's very subtle. It's very mild, but it does enhance the flavor of this brew here. So it's very subtle. And so I would, as you can tell from, the way I'm describing this brew, I would recommend this Goose Island Brewing beer right here. Never mind that Goose Island is the favorite brew of one Barack Hussein Obama, but we're not going to let that commie ruin our beer fun right over here. So get your hands on some big, juicy beer hug. All right. And since I've already got my hands on some, I'm going to take a drink off this bad boy again here as the condensation runs down my forearm here. Not bad. Not bad, Goose Island. Not bad. And you can probably get your hands on this brew here via an app like Open Bar on your phone. I think it's on both iOS and Android. Uber Eats and Instacart, they both deliver brew as well. GoPuff.com is a website that I think is still up and running, I think, right now. And you can use that to get some obscure brew. Now, Goose Island Brew is not the most obscure beer I've ever reviewed far from it right there. So so you could probably get it easier than some some obscure beer that only 3 people know about that I've reviewed on here. So right there. But yeah, get your hands on some brew. Do yourself some favor and check that out there. So you got that going on. And but with that has been brew review time. All right, as I beer burp right in your face, and let's double check some information about the chat there, and let's do this. All right, and all right. Now I know the danger of doing a live stream on a Sunday afternoon when it's fall time is you've got the NFL on right now, you got games and that kind of thing, and it's like apparently like I mean now I don't watch the NFL anymore since it became the BLM there, but I know it's a hard habit to break. Shout out Chicago. But yeah, it's a hard habit to break. But I broke it. I don't watch the NFL anymore, so I don't have that quandary, that conflict, between do I watch the NFL or do I watch a live stream right there? But one thing I would recommend though is if you're watching the NFL right now here, one practical thing you could do that works out for you pretty well is, and this is something that I do like on Saturdays for college football, which I still watch, is I'll pause the college football games so that way I can just fast forward through the commercials later on. I'll like pause it for half an hour or so, and during that half an hour I'm listening and live chatting on live streams right there, and that helps out who's doing the live stream, the content creator who's doing the live stream, and it helps me out. It helps me out because it puts me in a position where I don't have to watch all those lame ass commercials during the NFL game or during the college football games right there. So yeah, if you're watching the NFL right now, maybe you're listening right now then hey, that's something you can do. Is like just pause that sucker, because yeah, I mean, aren't you sick of watching the same Verizon commercial, the same T-Mobile commercial, the same stupid ass car commercials, for the 57th time in a row? It doesn't get old. All right, there you go. So yeah, that's one thing I would recommend. But real quick here, let me let you guys know about the merch websites that we have for Movies Merica going on here. Let me do this. I'm going to let's get it here. Bring this up here so you guys can get a chance to see the merch website right over here. And yeah, we got some good Movies Merica merch. Let me do this here. I'm going to put the merch link in the live chat over here for you guys to get access to the, there we go. Let's get that going on. All right. And then get that in the live chat over here. And the link for the Movies Merica merch store is also in the description down below there as well. So, but let me get this going on here, and you're going to hear the show here for a second because I'm going to bring it up on YouTube so I can get up in there. There we go. All right. Get this up in the live chat. Okay. That is the Movies Merica merch store link. Nice. Okay. And okay, let's get this back over here. And I am going to share the old screen so I can show you the Movies Merica merch store here. There we go. Let's share this bad boy. All right. So as you see right here, we got the Movies Merica merch store here that you can get to via that link here. And you'll see down here as we scroll on down, we've got all kinds of nice merchandise right here. We got the Movies Merica merch, or Movies Merica Big Mugs camo truck hat there, and you can get it in different colors right there. So there we go. Load that up. There we go. Like that. I think you could like yeah, get it. Let's yeah, there you go. Get it in different angles. Got that going on here. Scroll on down. We got other stuff as well. Got drinkware, apparel. Got all kinds of stuff right here. Let's check out the clothes we got here. Look at that. Yes, there we go. And hey, if you got that special lady right there, and she's in shape to wear this, you got the the Movies America sports bra. There you go. All kinds. Got hoodies. We've got windbreakers, all of that stuff right there. Drinkware, cups, got glasses, got koozies. What else we got here? We got all kinds of like cool stuff here. Accessories. We got desk mats here as well. So all kinds of good stuff here at the Movies America merch store. And again, you can just check all that out here via the link down in the description there, okay? Or with the link that I've put in the live chat there. And hey, go get your grandma, Movies America Big Mugs camo trucker hat there, so or whatever else you want to give her, like some drinkware, some apparel, whatever. Okay, get her a big desk cover or something like that. So there you go. All right, got all kinds of good stuff there. So check that out there. There we go. All right, and let's do this here real quick. Let's move on a little bit because we got some more The Smashing Machine to talk about up in here. All right, everybody. So, and right now, I have some random thoughts about The Smashing Machine. And just like one battle after another that came out last week, we have another indie filmmaker, Benny Safdie in this case, that chooses a out-of-place, disjointed, clumsy score to play over his movie. In this case, composed by, I think it's pronounced Nala, probably Nala Cinefro. Again, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name right there. I guess the score, it's supposed to sound as different as the Bill Conti, Rocky scores, or the Hans Zimmer Days of Thunder or F1 super cool pump you up scores. So you're reminded that this is a serious indie movie drama. Okay, this is not Days of Thunder. All right, and instead of them accomplishing the desired effect, it just comes off as try hard and pretentious. And then another random thought I had about The Smashing Machine is, if you want to see a sports drama that involves some sort of fighting, do yourself a favor and check out 2023's The Iron Claw, which I've also reviewed. So if you want to look for my Iron Claw review here, just get on YouTube or Rumble, and you can just look up Movies America, The Iron Claw. And The Iron Claw, it will make 100% of an impact on you that The Smashing Machine will not. It's all about the tragedy of the wrestling family, the Von Erich family in Texas, and you will not stop thinking about that movie for days, okay? So I still find myself occasionally just thinking about that movie and just like the emotional impact it had on me here. Plus, it's also got Zac Efron, apparently after he left High School Musical, to live at a gym and eat steak 25 hours a day, 8 days a week right there. So, but The Iron Claw, that is a better movie to check out there in, instead of The Smashing Machine. And Folding Joker, there you go. Yeah, he's bringing the Chris Christie 411 here, saying, I thought one battle after another was going to be about Chris Christie's ongoing battle to find a chair big enough to sit in at every establishment he visits. Yeah, it's Chris Christie's. He's got problems. He's got problems, okay? And not just with how much he eats and not just finding a chair at a restaurant. Yeah, dude, he's got some serious personality problems there. So he specializes, and I'm sure Unfolding Joker would back me up on this. He specializes at being a useful idiot for many politicians, most definitely there. So, all right, what should we do now here? I know what I should do. I should remind you of the Thursday night show that I do. So obviously right now you're watching my Sunday afternoon show, Movies America Live. Well, I also do a Thursday night show here for anybody who doesn't know already, and it's called Movies America Spoiler Warning, okay? And the way this little Movies America operation works is on Sunday, what I do is I do a spoiler-free live review of a particular movie. Most of the time, it's one of the latest movies to come out. Sometimes it's a retro movie. Okay, sometimes I'll review old movies there. So Sunday is spoiler-free live review, and then Thursday nights, that's when we get spoilery. Okay, and Thursday night, that's when I get spoilery about the same movie that I spoiler-free reviewed on Sunday. Okay, so got it? So just think Sunday, spoiler-free, Thursday, spoilery, involving the same movie. Okay, and so on Thursday, I have my Movies America spoiler warning show, and it will probably help if I let you know what time on Thursday that comes on. And to answer that question, that comes on Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, 5 Mountain, and 4 Pacific time. And the easiest way to get to it is on Thursday. You'll see on my X profile under @MoviesAmerica, you'll see the links to the show there. It's on Facebook. I'm on Facebook. And so you can look up Movies America on Facebook as well. Or you can just go straight to Rumble and look up Movies America, or YouTube, look up Movies America. On YouTube, it helps to type in Movies America and then the name of the movie that I'm reviewing, just so you get less results to kind of have to scroll through there. So just a word to the wise, absolutely there. But so again, of course, this Thursday night, I'll be talking about The Smashing Machine more thoroughly than I'm doing right here. This is usually the shorter show, and then the Thursday show is the longer show. Okay, this is the girthier show, and then the Thursday show is the longer show. Anyway, okay. So all that to say, check me out on Thursday night on Movies America. Spoiler warning, you will not be sorry. And then, hey, just like with this show right now, live with the Thursday show, hey, if you know anybody that you even remotely suspects is into movies whatsoever, then yeah, go ahead and send them the link to this show right now or the show on Thursday there. Or you can, hey, just do them a real big favor and send them the link to my page where they can get access to all my episodes there. And actually, I want to do that right now. Let's do this. Let's kill that. Yep. There we go. Let's get out of that. I love it. I love the technical snafus you run into sometimes here. But let me do this here. I'm going to put the link that takes you to the page with all my episodes on Rumble here. There we go. In the live chats. Love that. Pin that bad boy right there. Put that over on the YouTube side as well. Because I always encourage people to watch my show on Rumble there. Now, if you have to watch on YouTube, you have to watch on YouTube. You don't really have to watch on YouTube. Like, you could watch it on Rumble. On Rumble, you don't have to, create a username and password to watch the show. You just have to do that if you want to get in the live chat or, be able to use the like buttons and the subscribe, follow, and all those buttons right there. But push come to shove, yeah, you can watch the show on Rumble and not have to, sign up for Rumble or anything like that. So, but anyway, so that is enough about that there. And let's do this. And this is, we're to the section, everyone. One of the more popular sections, one of the more popular segments of my Sunday show. And that is the segment where I let you guys know, is the movie I'm reviewing today a woke after school special? And in this case, is The Smashing Machine a woke after school special? And I have to say, not at all, man, because this movie deals with a world where there's far too much accomplishment and self-confidence and testosterone to even entertain the phenomenon that is woke. Now, the woke virus, what it needs is it has to have an evil, effeminate, and or moronic host to infect. And none of the figures in the Smashing Machine movie meet all of that criteria. They've accomplished far too much. They have far too much self-confidence and testosterone and far too much intellect in order to be infected by the woke virus there. So all that to say is no, this is not a woke after school special at all. And so that's one of the perks of the movie. Still not enough for me to recommend that you go and spend your hard-earned money at the theater. Don't do it. Okay. in good conscience recommend that at all. Okay, so all right, let's move on here. Okay, and now is when I just let you guys know that, hey, if you are so inclined, you don't have to, but if you are so inclined here, you can throw a buck or two my way if you are enjoying the show, if you appreciate me either warning you about a movie or turning you onto a movie. In this case, for the Smashing Machine, I'm warning you against going to see it, and I'm saving you money, okay? Now, if you appreciate that enough to where you want to throw a buck or two my way, well, I'm going to tell you how you can do that, okay? So if you're watching me on Rumble here, the way to do it is in the live chat box down by where you type in your live chat message, there's a button with a $sign on it. And when you click on that button with the $sign on it, it'll just open up another window asking you how much you want to donate. And you just answer that, and that's it. Very simple, very easy, okay? And then YouTube works very similarly. If you're checking me out on YouTube, it also happens all in the live chat window. And down again by where you type in your live chat message, just look for a button there that has a dollar bill on it. And that'll, again, open up a window where it'll ask you how much you want to donate. And you just answer that, and that's it. That's all there is to it. Okay, so simple. Okay, it's as simple as popping a pimple there, everybody. Okay, well, that's kind of a gross analogy right there. I'm gonna have to come up with something different on that there. So because that's it, in case maybe you were inclined to donate, but after you heard me say that, you're probably putting your money right back in your wallet there. So that's my bad as we move on here with this show. Okay. So my final thoughts on the Smashing Machine is, as you can tell, I am, not recommending going to see this at the theater. All right, just as Unfolding Joker said earlier as well, just watch the documentary from 2002. That's also called The Smashing Machines. Just watch that instead. You'll see the real Mark Kerr. You'll see the real Mark Coleman, the real Bas Rutten, all the real Dawn, his girlfriend, Dawn Staples. You'll see all of them for real. It just makes it more compelling. And it has a lot of stuff in there that the movie leaves out. And then, of course, as well as watching better sports dramas like The Iron Claw and Moneyball instead. All right. So just, don't waste your money at the theaters whatsoever. Don't do it there. But, all right, everybody, we're getting ready to wrap up this episode of Movies Merica Live, all about the Smashing Machine with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. But real quick, let me implore you, if you would, to follow me on all the platforms that I am on. I am on X, I'm on Facebook, and I should say on all the platforms that I'm on there as Movies Merica or at Movies Merica. Okay, so just for continuity, for uniformity's sake, there. Okay, so again, as I already said, I'm on X, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Rumble. If you get on Rumble, you're looking for me, you're going to see like multiple Movies Merica accounts there. So, and if you would please, like and subscribe and follow all three of the Movies Merica accounts on Rumble. I'm on Gab. I'm on Instagram. Okay, so and there's something in it for you too. If you do follow me on any of those platforms right there, you are not going to go empty-handed. Okay, because maybe if you're on social media and you look at your subscriber count or your follower count, you're like, oh man, I feel like a loser. I've only got 4 followers. Well, you know what? I am about to fix that for you, my friend. Okay, because if you follow me on all these platforms, and you let me know, you DM me or direct message me on my Movies Merica account on X. Just let me know, hey, Van, I followed you on this platform, that platform, so on and so forth. And I will follow you back on those very same platforms there. Okay, so you might just want to leave me your username or account name or whatever so that I know I'm following the right person there. But you're instantly going to gain another follower there. Okay, so. And you know what? I don't have the most followers myself, but if I follow you, then that exposes your site to all my followers as well. Especially if I comment on one of your posts or something like that. So there's nothing but upside for you if you follow me on any of my platforms that I'm on, and then let me know about it there. So it's a sweet deal. It's a very sweet deal there. And again, about all my episodes, including this one and all my past episodes, I've got like probably close to 300 episodes now here in the time that I've been doing this. And so it's at the point where my channels, my Movies America channels here, is really good for instances where you're thinking about watching a movie and streaming, maybe a movie that's 2, 3, maybe sometimes in some cases even 50, even like 30, 40, 50 years old. Okay, old movies, right? Because I do sometimes review older movies. And if you are about to watch a movie and you're like, you know what? God, I don't know if I should watch this movie. I don't want to waste my 2 hours. My time is precious. I don't want to. If I want to waste 2 hours, I really would appreciate the common man's perspective on this movie. Is it good? Is it bad? Where can I go? Well, I know a place, everybody. I know a place. Okay, and that place, of course, is Movies America. Okay, so yeah, just look up Movies America and then the name of the movie that you're thinking about watching in Rumble or YouTube or X, okay? And chances are you're going to find a spoiler-free review from yours truly right here about that movie, and I can save you potentially 90 minutes to 3 hours of your life right there. And then maybe you could look at one of my other reviews where it looks like, oh, this is a movie that I'm definitely recommending. And hey, I saw that movie in my playlist on YouTube, or not YouTube, but Hulu or Peacock that I could watch. And it looks like Van is recommending this movie. You know what? I'm going to watch that movie instead. So just to put that in your ear there. This show, my channels, all my episodes are very good for that as well. But with that here, I'm going to wrap up this show here, and I just want to thank Unfolding Joker here for doing God's work and not only watching the show, but getting up in the live chat there. So, but everyone have a great Sunday. And again, like I said before here, if you're watching football instead of this show here, hey, you know what? Do yourself a favor and pause that game so then you can fast forward through all the commercials, and then during that pausing of the game, hey, come over to my show and live chat and let me know. Let me know you're alive, man. Okay. Okay, anyway, enough about that. All right, there you go. See, that's how terrible my acting is, all right? I'm sure I didn't convince anybody on that, okay? But anyway, as I always say, get out there, people. Those movies aren't going to watch themselves. See ya. Howdy, my movie maniacs and my fellow freedom-fueled film fanatics. Would you do me a favor and check me out at solo.to/moviesmerica? That's where you would go for a one-stop shop for all the links that have to do with me, Movies America. And then also, if you want to check out the audio-only podcast versions of my Movies America live episodes, that's my spoiler-free reviews that I do on Sunday, you can go to moviesmerica.com or Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, places like that. And then, actually, if you would also check me out on the social media sites like X and Instagram and Facebook and Gab. And I'm on those locations all under @Movies America. So it is very easy to find me out there, all right? So get to it, everybody. All right, thanks for watching. Later.
Hey guys, don't leave the video quite yet. Okay, I've got a popo. They're coming after me, and I don't have much time to tell you, but you need to like and subscribe this video right here, down below. It's right down there. It's just waiting. It's waiting for you down there, okay? And make sure you watch these videos over here too. You'll be doing me a big favor. I'll be in handcuffs pretty soon. All right. Thanks for watching.